Hey everyone, welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we have another Link to the Past randomizer race in the Survivors of Hyrule tournament. This is Gammachuu versus Homemade Beer versus Mistaed. Tracking for us today, we have Arya Stark, Iceman, and Tomaltalk, and on commentary we have Specs and Myendium, and they'll take it from here.
Thank you, baseball. Medium, do you want to open things up?
Yeah, sure. We can do that around here. This is the Survivors of Hyrule. This is the special round that the software was not made to deal with, and so the admins got to put all of these matchups together personally. They got to roll all of these things personally, and everybody who's still surviving at the moment gets to deal with the fallout. In this case, it is two members of Team Beer Cheese Double Dip Dodge Dive Horse and Dodge. That, of course, being Homemade Beer and Mistaed. And then there's Gamma from Three Gamers and Gamma, if I'm remembering the team name correctly. You can correct me if I'm wrong, since that's your team.
That's pretty much it, Medium. Yeah, hey, you got the hard name, which was your team's name. So, yeah, that's a tough one. But yeah, I'm really excited for this race. You summed it up all pretty well. But yeah, we're down to there's 4 divisions. Each division has about 6 players left, and with the exception of Division 1, the rest of them it's 2 3-person races. So there's this race with Beer Ed and Gamma. Later this week there'll be a race with Skelly, also from me Indian Beer Ed is Ned's team. Then Jimbo, also from my and Gamma's team, and GGW. And so, and the way these 2 3-person races work. First and second, stay in the tournament and go on to next week. Third place, last place, does not move on. So the goal in this race, you don't need to get first. You just want to not be third. So yeah, for Gamma is just trying to get first or second. Beer and Ed, ideally, want to both get first and second and just knock Gamma out entirely. So what happens?
Yeah, then that is rather a tall ask. I expect that most people who've dropped by and tuned into this one are familiar with Gammachuu, one of the top names in Link to the Past randomizer. But don't sell the horse short, and the clown, if you go over to Beer's stream, sometimes he'll have the cam up, but for the serious tournament action like this, he shuts that cam off, and he's got that little clown figurine picture that he likes to put up. So you never know. It's entrance randomizer. It's full up cross keys this evening. There are a couple of different entrance modes, but this is the one that everybody's probably familiar with. All the entrances shuffled around, all the keys and maps and compasses shuffled around, and we ought to be getting underway here very shortly. I hope everybody is ready, got their popcorn, favorite beverage in hand, because once this one gets going, it's not going to stop anytime soon.
Yeah, this first bit is going to be really hard to follow with 2 people playing. I'm personally going to be trying to keep an entrance tracker going. See if I can keep this organized. Oh, man.
Everyone knows I don't play this mode. I won't even pretend. I'm going to try and keep an entrance tracker going.
That's totally fair. I'll be the nerd to cover that. Okay, looks like Gamma and Ed are both going for the immediate Hula hand from Sank, which is at the fairy drop down entrance, and we have Beer's going to set up here. The guards do drop bombs. That's nice. So Beer already doing beer routing. Beer's usual style is just to kind of always go against the meta, do things that are, not the most common, to just shake things up. Sometimes it goes well, great for Beer, sometimes it doesn't. It always makes it exciting to watch Beer, though, and seeing what he comes up with for routing.
Looks like Beer and Ed have converged on Mimic Cave here in the normally Fortune Teller's hut there at Tylea.
I'm just going to comment here really quick. Gamma already luck sacking. He got both of the RNG bombs on the bushes. Not cool.
Cool. Those are something like 1090 bombs for normal people. Gamma just gets them every time, and then he spends his money to buy the full 10 pack anyway. Gamma, why did you pick up the bushes then?
That actually upsets me too. He gets lucky and then just buys bombs anyway. Not cool.
He's got one of the entrances to Desert Palace there at Brothers Right.
True.
Key to pod in the back of the escape sequence there for Beer. Pretty easy to get at, given the location of that particular drop down. You can't imagine that anybody's going to miss that. It's just a question of when do you save and quit there next and bother to drop back in.
Yeah. Nah. Man, it is really hard to interact with 3 people racing in comp. I'll try. I'll see how well I can do this, but man. Okay. Yeah, the only pod spell is definitely super nice. We find pod. Having at least one small definitely expands your options. Or desert small too. We already found desert, so that'll be nice. Okay, that's nice.
And it's one of those things you're going to get to relatively quickly. There are so many entrances available in the village, and that's just sitting right outside, so you'll be able to get in and check that relatively easily.
Yeah, that'll not be too bad at all.
Beer's trying to take advantage of this prize pack knowledge to stock up on bombs, but he's not getting drops. Is anyone surprised?
No, that sounds about right. Oh, free half magic though, that's nice. I know, haven't found any major items yet. Not shocking. No, not too far into the race. Okay, now Beer's gonna go ahead and do cooldown and get some cash going. Reasonable.
Ed using bombs to navigate dark rooms. I think this was definitely the back of Old Man Cave. Not Old Man Rescue, but the actual mountain start cave.
Cackwell's hammer locked. Okie doke. Or a magic bat entrance. Saw that on Gamma side. Okay, I actually got something useful out of the ALttPR connector. East Mountain. You normally expect you'll get shot in a dark world or something and won't be able to do much, but not. I can actually do some things with that connector on Ed's end. A GT on for beer? I do not know where that's even at. Find out soon enough.
And Gamma's got Saha's closet. I have to assume that this is still in the village since he's being pretty thorough about cleaning that out.
Yeah, he's still in the village.
Alright, GT was... Oh, alright. Light World Hype Cave.
That's really nice for getting back to, because GT is the kind of place they're going to come back to multiple times every seed in Cross Keys. At some point, you'll come in, just grab a couple checks in Hope Room. Later on, when you get Samaria and like Firewall, you can go right side. Hammer, we can go left side. Eventually, maybe climb. So, having nice, easy GT access, super nice. We're happy about that.
The big key of questionable value there for Gamma, the Swamp Palace big. Ganon just terrorizing the village. Feral Swine terrorizes village. Film at 11.
At least that's a... Kakarot and Ganon are really easy to get to, with them both being in the Kakariko area, so may not have to do Aga 1 or GT in the seed, or the drop downs behind them, so that's nice at least. For our players, racers. Oh, a free glove there in Kakariko for Gamma, so that'll hurt Beer a little bit, who can't clean up this glove locked entrance over in shopping mall area. If there's anything there. But we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, with a little luck, maybe he gets there on Dark Shopping Mall and has a mirror at that point and is able to check it that way.
Yeah, it's only what you want to do when you have to go there, because I mean, it's pretty common you get a late glove and you just have to go there early game anyway, and then you hope you get the mirror. Yeah, you can clean it up, so probably won't matter too much, but yeah, we'll see what happens. And so Ed's gonna go, not Ed, Beer's gonna go for the fake flipper here as well, just continuing to go with the anti-meta plays here. Brothers connector from Kakariko are just going to hammer pegs. That is not a useful connector at all. Kakariko to hammer pegs, that's one we can forget about. Okay, what are we gonna get from ALttPR Hobo on Beer's side here? Because I know Gam won't get to this for a while, whatever it is. Small key to GT. Okay, that's nice, but yeah, it doesn't mean too much right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's one of those nice to have kind of keys. Definitely not something that's like, ooh, I'm really happy that I pulled that out of logic early. It's, yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah, and until we get to Mario, and specifically Hammer, it's like, or even a GT Big, like, not much to do with it, yeah. And Gamma he got the Hyrule Castle small, so he's gonna go ahead and do Logic Dark Cross from the back and just knock it out. We'll see what he gets from this, using the hook shot to get around. You don't normally
I think
see
he's
someone
trying
go
to find the
first?
key rat.
Oh, yeah, of course, yep.
Well, he
You
got
get it?
something.
Gamma. Oh my god, Gamma. Gamma. Why? This is so slow, Gamma.
Okay,
No.
Gamma, if you want to spin it, no, he says, all right, this is in fact too slow. I'm done. Let's not spend 5 minutes trying to hit a rat with a hook shot in the dark.
Oh my god, Gamma. Did Beer found, was Old Man Connector at Flipper Locked? Because Old Man went up to Hera. Capacity Fairy had the Old Man Connector out of Logic, so we need flippers. Okay, Mirror to get Old Man. Interesting. That's interesting. Okay. So we've already found the Old Man Save and Quit and the way up mountain. Out of Logic. Very out of Logic.
Yeah, we've got both sides of Light Mountain now out of logic.
Yeah. Yeah. Ed with the right side, Beer with the left side. Different Old Man connectors. I like to see that.
And Ice Palace is up there.
Oh, Ice Palace is up there. Okay.
It's in DM Descent.
What do we have in Desert Torch? I got some cash. Don't care too much about that.
And I know Ed's saying to himself, well, I'm not getting boots anytime soon. Which will make him happy.
Thieves Small is nice to have early. It's nice to have Thieves Small early before the Thieves Big. That way you just can have the option to go back at Thieves. Assuming you have Hammer 2, you can just do it. Okay, last one's drop down is junk. It's just Lumberjack drop down was nothing. Oh, money. Oh, cheat pulls are nice. Okay, that's probably a 2-2 in Gamma side, I'm guessing. I'm not sure though. Might be 2-1.
Ed just got splattered by that Beamos, and I don't think he intended to.
Oh, wait, was he on right side trying to kill the
Trying
Popos?
to go to Vanilla Big Key
Ladies.
location, yeah.
Ah, yeah, definitely not intended.
Okay, we've got Magic Shop up on the mountain. That's on Dark Mountain, actually. That's in Spike Cliff.
That's kind of gross, because, like, you usually, like, when your potion shop's easy to get back to, that way, like, cause, you know, whenever you can turn your mushroom in at some point in the seed, like, it's not hard to get back to potion shop. Because it's always so awkward when potion shop's so hard to get back to. Okay, and Gamma's gonna go ahead and dive eastern here. We'll see what we get in here. Maps are nice. Okay, and Ed, Beer's already found a way over to Meyer. What connector was that? So TR right. He took TR right to TR left. That is extremely.
Was TR East West.
That is extremely out of logic. Yeah, it's locked by flippers, lamp, and hook shot, or some other way that Beer just went. That is certainly some Beer routing. It's interesting. Wow. Okay.
And the rest of the Meyer area so far doesn't really have anything to show for it.
Yeah, it looks that way. And yeah, oh yeah, since Beer saved Old Man, he can just pretty easily just keep going, come over here up to East Mountain. Very convenient.
Gamma's got a few explosives out of Eastern Palace.
There's some bombs. And it's interesting here that I think the hook shot and glove are pretty free in Kakariko, and Ed and Beer with the slightly anti-meta routing just haven't gotten the hook shot and glove yet. I mean, they'll have it in a moment. I think it's funny they haven't gotten them quite yet, so it won't be a big deal. In fact, they got access.
Ed should have them shortly. Who knows when Beer's gonna get there?
That's true. Who knows when Beer's going to CAC? It might be another 20 minutes before Beer gets over there. It might be a while. I respect the commitment to not wanting to go to CAC for Beer. Definitely different.
Yeah, it's a bit of an off-meta play. You think, well, there's probably enough there. Maybe there are some dungeons there, and I can find the items that make those dungeons worthwhile to me by putting it off for a little while. That could be the kind of thought you have when you decide to delay the village a little bit in an entrance rando.
Yeah, and I also think it's just like, Beer always just likes to go with like some variable routing to see if you can like find a different route that some people won't find, and if it just kind of ends up with like a progression order that gives you different options, leads you a different way. It's always an interesting way to route. Could definitely pay off big. Oh, here's the dam. Okay. And Eastern did have a bottle, so which means it's out of logic, locked by the lamp, but it's always nice to have a bottle. That way, whenever you find Sick Kid, if it's like in a terrible spot, you can just do it, which is nice. Gamma finally checking Link's house.
Yeah, casual 13-minute house start.
Not the worst I've seen, but yeah. Getting up there a little bit. I think he'll find the desert small here. So he'll probably hit it. I won't be surprised if he heads over to the desert soon. But with Gamma having the gloves, he's also been interested in heading south, sure. Because he can do all the glove checks along the way. Okay, yeah. Ed's got his glove. Beer still has he's got bombs. He got bombs half magic. Yeah. Okay, Gam's gonna get
some connector knowledge. He's got the old man rescued, so he's got that East Mountain start point.
Oh yeah, he has all that, which is pretty nice. He's got a lot of connectors. So he has lots of knowledge. It would be awkward to walk back through those things later, but that's always the trade-off with that style of play. Okay, we got Spiral Cave here. We have not checked this. I did not see where that was at. I kind of expect this from Ed. You hate doing this connector because it's so slow to go through. You don't have Mirror or Pearl yet. So coming back to the connector, if it leads somewhere good in Dark World, because we haven't really found a good Dark World connector yet. It feels awkward to come back through it later. But, it's also kind of nice to get the item out of the way, and it's junk. Because Spiral Cave often, if you don't do it right off the bat, it becomes I never want to do it kind of thing. Oh, that's also a good connector, because it's a big key. TR. That's one where you ideally would have been able to do it with Mirror, but it's just, you never know. It's super awkward. You want the item, you want the knowledge. It's like, no matter what you do, it feels wrong.
That big key could turn into something worthwhile in just a bit. There is a bomb jump that gets you to that big chest, and we've seen that. What, Beer's the one who saw the East-West TR?
That's correct, yeah. Yeah, because that was at the bottom of Dark West Mountain, was TR right, and TR left went over to Meyer area. And we've seen pot out of logic from Ed's end here. Pretty easy. You got a key. Go and come in here. Check, see what you can get here. I should actually committed all this time to follow the Spiral Cave connector, so that makes some sense. Might see Ed go over to School Woods after this. I'm not sure, or maybe Ed will just save and quit. We'll see.
All right. It only took 16.5 minutes for Beer to get into the village.
Not too bad. Somewhat reasonable.
A small key to this dungeon, Palace of Darkness. Never happens.
Oh, in pod, nice.
Yeah, a
Okay.
1-key lock, small key to pod, and pod.
And Ed's gonna go ahead and go for, looks like, gonna go ahead and go for the mimic clip here, I think. Yeah, gonna go ahead and go for the mimic clip, which makes sense. You're here, you invested all this time. Knock it out while you're here.
Yeah, we'll see if he's on point with the buffer list tonight or not.
I've seen him be pretty good at it in the past, but yeah, it's definitely one of those things that, like, if you haven't done it in a little while, or you just have off nights, so kind of like hovering. Sometimes it just doesn't go as well. Now I'll bet you to see where Ed uses this other small key he just got. Could go ahead and go to the back, could clean up another check in the front pod, or just save the pod small for later. All of those would be reasonable.
Yeah, this is what I was worried about. This sometimes this trick and Ed just don't agree with one another.
Yeah. It's just one of those tricks. It's like, it's just a matter of like having that right rhythm, and if your rhythm's off that day, or your thumbs are just, you're a little bit off in the feeling for how you gotta move your thumb. It's just hard to get back into that right rhythm and pacing. It's so easy to go a little too fast with the movement, or a little too slow, or change the angle of your thumb and how you move it. And now I was seeing add a logic mountain from Gamma, which is pretty reasonable. Like, you know, when you see the old man connectors and all this, and it's at the end of Gamma's route with going to east. Like, well, it makes sense. Let's go ahead and check it, clean it up. So this has made sense for everyone had to do it as well earlier. Well, technically, actually, you took it from the opposite side. Yeah, and Gamma having the hook shot, he's just gonna hook shot over. Still out of logic because the way he got up here was, you know, lamp locked. But Gamma can just hook shot over, and he won't be able to actually save Old Man while he's here because Old Man is at Hera. But that's, and in fact, Gamma won't get to that for a while since Old Man. In fact, no, Ed and Gamma aren't gonna have Old Man save for a long time since the way to get there is either with the mirror or flippers to there, or flippers. So, well, logically.
It's one of those really odd homemade beer plays that just seems to have paid out interestingly.
Yeah, having another option, and one that takes you immediately up to mountain every time, even if it's East Mountain, and kind of mentioned with the hook shot, it's actually pretty good, because now you have a nice way up mountain, and that's going to pay out. Especially if the flippers are kind of late, having the only quick way up mountain would be really nice, if flippers and, like, flute are late. They're definitely helpful.
Well,
Those
there's
are
the flippers in the turtle room in pod.
Okay. So I expect Ed will find the Old Man connector soon. It'll be a while for Gamma. Before I see Gamma getting into Dark World, getting to pod, and that area.
Oh, Ed, it's not gonna work.
Oh, did he get a fairy? Or
Yeah,
something?
that fairy's in the wrong sprite slot. He's never going to make this bomb jump.
Bump up connector is total garbage. Just goes to that awkward desert connector that desert right that we don't care about. Desert ledge. Yeah, it'll just try again. Reset the room. The ledge is garbage. Magic Bat's at sink. I hadn't noticed that yet. What was that? What did Gamma just find?
That was a shop in Nagina's cave.
Thank you, medium. Okay, there. Another GT small. Okay. A library just with a map. We're probably not getting that map, I imagine. Chess game. Yeah, I haven't. We've gotten hookshot and glove, but we really have not found anything else in logic. We have added logic flippers on Ed's side, which are blocked by like 2 smalls that we don't have, and again, we'll be happy. He has his favorite item now. But yeah, those flippers blocked by a Moon Pearl and 2 pos smalls we don't have yet. Which, I mean, we know that that's gonna become a logic soon enough, so Ed might as well feel free to follow those flippers soon. And yes, this game I found that connector over the desert area. He's going to clean up all of South Shore going west to east. And we'll get to finally see what's at that glove-locked entrance and shopping mall that we didn't see on Beerside earlier. We'll find out if it's, you know, of major importance or not. Because right now it's not exactly clear where we need to go to find progression. Like, we have some options still, obviously, but like, you know, we have not found the Pearl. And we're starting to run out of places it can be. With our current item layout. Because yeah, just hook, shot, and glove pretty much. We have GT available, but we can't do anything in GT. Yeah, we don't have a whole lot.
Ed and Beer landing on the dam simultaneously here. Coming at it from very different directions.
Yes, yeah.
And it looks like it was just a fairy cave underneath the rock over at Ice Rod Cave. So not anything that's really going to cause any harm to Ed, who, or Beer rather, who...
yeah.
It definitely was in the area without the glove at the time.
Yeah, definitely gonna be non-issue. Okay, and then Biz's gonna hit Eastern, do Eastern here as well. At this point, we're running out of options. You definitely just do Eastern. And usually you should just do Eastern when you find it. Especially right now though, where we have like no items. I'm curious to see what Gamma's gonna do here soon, now that we're really running out of, you know, running out of the better options that we can do in the seed. Because it's like, where are our items? Where are the things we need to move the seed forward?
The game has to give you the logic eventually. That doesn't mean that it can't be very roundabout about it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, what have we not seen in logic? Obviously, we have not seen Zora, which is in logic. I don't think we've seen Potion Shop entrance, have we? Which I think is where Gamma's going.
I think that's where Gamma's headed right now.
Come on, game. Give us something new. Okay, this feels like this is probably the answer. Oh, no weapon. No weapon. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
I didn't think about that. Never mind. How do you get in? You can't. That is easy to get back to, since Senka's just right next to Fairy, at the Fairy drop down, right to the rest of Meyer. And also you can just swim there the way Gamma just did, so it's not that bad to get back there. Yeah. I don't think... Did Ed show us what Desert Right went earlier? He probably did.
He probably did, but if he did, I missed it.
Yeah, saying just with new people playing, it's really hard to keep track of all of it. This is a little bit hard. This is a little bit challenging.
Yeah, we couldn't have prevailed on the admins to give them a simple mode, like casual boots or open. They probably banned those.
I suspect at least a couple of those easy modes got banned by our players here, yeah. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Game hasn't done Desert yet. Yeah, we're seeing stuff that we're seeing from other people. I'm just curious. I haven't found these sound. Let's see. For dungeons, we found Eastern. We got access to the front of Desert. We found Pod, but that's out of logic because it's in Dark World. We have found Ice Palace and Meyer and GT. And we have found TR right.
Ice Palace is out of logic up the mountain.
Oh, you're right. Also, Ice Palace is out of logic. And the TR right and left are very out of logic on Mountain as well. / Meyer area. Oh, and I mean TR right's in the front, but okay, TR right is a Kakariko, so TR front technically we could get to, but no Samaria. Man, this seed's getting pretty dry. Even with the stuff you've seen from Ed and Beer, you know, going out of logic a bit more. Pyramid Ledge? I don't remember seeing Ed do this. Lamp. No, Ed definitely did not do that. He didn't. Now we have a lamp. Okay, so most of the things that Ed and Beer did are now in logic. Following old man connectors. Not the one that, not the old man rescue that Beer did, because that is Flipper's lock still, and the Flipper is not logical, but Mountain is now in logic. Because we can logically take that Flute 5 entrance up the mountain and then hookshot across to Rest Mountain, so that is in logic.
And Gamma's going to go ahead and take another bite at the Dark Cross apple here. Having gotten that lamp, he's going to go have round 2 with this key rat.
Yeah, because I think Gamma is recognizing, like, there's like not much left in logic at all. And now you have the lamp, like, now this is an option. And now you can actually execute it, you know, being able to see the rats. Where are our weapons, too? We just have a hook shot. Gamma has a B. And I'm pretty sure there's a Moon Pearl.
Yeah, just pull your Moon Pearl out of Dark Cross. Easy game.
Imagine Gamma could have had that 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago out of logic. Man. I was wondering, because I'm like, we were last locating here logically. Personally, that's not something I would like ever do very quickly. I rarely like to do back escape from the back, even if it's in logic like that. I feel like I might have here because it's, you know, you're running out of checks. I don't know when. It'll be a little bit longer before I think Beer and Ed prioritize that, because that's kind of an awkward check, to be honest. One that you don't always think about. I personally don't think about that one very often. Back of escape from Dark Cross from the back. And cross keys, like I know of it, but usually I'm like, I'd rather do it with the front. And normally you just assume you're going to find one of the front connectors and just do it then.
Yeah, there are 3 front entrances to Hyrule Castle. You have to figure you're going to find one of them.
Yeah, and it's normally easier to just do Dark Cross then. Especially if you're doing it lampless, because that lamp is also garbage on Pyramid Ledge. And when do you go back to check Desert? When does Desert front become that appealing to Bunny Rock? You don't even know where it goes, so, I mean. Yeah, well, here's one of the Hyrule Castle connectors in Dark Shopping Mall. I did not. What connector did Gamma take to get over there? You know, I don't know. We'll see eventually. I forget which one. He took one of them.
Alright, Beer's gonna go swimming.
Yep.
So
Check
this
out.
Is likely him finding Meyer.
Yeah, and finding Meyer. Also being upset that he can't do anything in it. Because you see Meyer, you're like, oh, I have hookshot. I can go in. This must be my Moon Pearl progression, you know, my logic. And then you reach for a weapon and you're like, oh, never mind.
Yep, and there's the oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Also called the save and quit.
Yeah, I personally wouldn't be too happy playing the seed. Alright, this old man gave us a CT small. That is... Well, that'll be in logic once we get 2 more pot smalls. That lamp to pearl is super gross. I'd be upset if I was playing this seed. I bet Gamma's a bit upset that he messed up the back of Dark Cross and is probably feeling behind, knowing how I know Gamma. He's probably upset about how he could have had Moon Pearl 15 minutes sooner. Okay, Front of Escape had garbage. Still no weapons for us here. 30 minutes into the seed. Not a lot. Not a crazy amount of items. Progression items here so far. Okay. We have everybody over to West Darkwood now. That's good. Oh, Oh, it is a bridge. Nice. And so, nothing useful so far.
Yeah, nothing,
Man.
nothing, nothing, and more nothing.
Imagine playing rando and finding progression items. You know, imagine wanting that and having that happen. Dang, the seed is definitely gonna be looking a bit slow and a bit dry. So, I mean, it might open up. Gamma might just suddenly find, you know, a few major things. Like, if I would really want to get another glove or hammer here, like make it easier to get around Dark World. Make it easier to ride a little bit. There's a spike you can't do.
Yeah, give me a hammer. Let me regularize my Dark World access. It's one of the things that I dislike about entrance rando is the fact that I'm always thinking, okay, so how do I get from point A to point B? Because I can't just go into the Dark World like a normal person.
Yeah. And sometimes it's terrible. And this seed, I didn't see the exact connector chain, but it did seem, from what I remember, it's a bit slow. And you have to, like, it's not the worst, but it's not looking too great. Where was that spiral cave at earlier? I didn't see the top of it. Oh, here's Hera? Okay.
Gamma's gonna take the Rang. It's a weapon, quote unquote. It will damage some things like Stalkos, but it's not entrance past Mire 2 yet.
Yeah, like it's better than just a hook shot because you can use it on these, you know, these switches a little bit easier. But it's not a sword, it's not a bow, it's not hammer. It's not even one of the rods. This is Mario, like, yeah, still a little bit lacking.
Beer's not going to go for the clip.
Yeah, it's fair. It's always kind of slow too, out of logic. And you know you'd be back in pod later anyway. Like you can't, you're leaving stuff behind here, so you'll be back later anyway. So long as it's not like some critical item that you get out of logic, like you'll be fine. So most of the time you're gonna be fine. Just waiting.
All right, we have a blue cane for Gamma there under the bridge in the back of Skull.
That's
That will defeat Wizrorbs in Mire 2.
And
You may not want to rush it, but it will work.
That's a good point. That does mean we could do that now. You would hope with access to most of the Dark World now, we could avoid that being progression required as the next progression chain, like hard required. But yeah, Blue Cane have magic. That's definitely a big improvement in our weapons right now, which is sad, but it is a lot better. Okay, we get to see a logical pod from Gab. He won't find anything else that we haven't already seen. He just gets to do it without having a death warp.
Well, we say that, but there is the chest in the top of Dark Maze that Ed missed because he got shot in the back by the Kadongo's fire. Now, Beer is going to have a chance to show us that before Gamma gets to it, but yeah, that's still an outstanding check, technically.
I haven't noticed that. Nice catch. Yeah, we'll see what it is. You can use the bombs here to help get around. It's really the only way you can do this. Corner equipment. Beer's doing a really good job of this right now. Very good job. Shovel. Cool.
Sure. 6-key lock shovel. That's fine. Nothing's ever going to be on that.
Nah, no way. Nah. I actually would not be surprised if Beer checks that soon, considering, you know, the sea's pretty dry right now, and pretty much forcing you to go to that awkward desert connector to Pyramid Ledge for Lamp, and then go to Dark Cross for your Pearl. Like, yeah, it looks like Beer here is going to go do Back of School Woods, which I don't blame them. Ed's finally giving us the flipper checks here in the Zora area. Bomb shop is at Waterfall Ferry. That was a big key on
Yeah,
Joe's
flip or
ledge.
lock, big key.
Okay, see if it's a good one. Pro walk and score wood to TR our red crystals. Thanks. Thank you, chat. So we got that TR big would be nice. Okay. So we will need both Samaria and both rods. Oh yeah, Ed just doesn't have the money. He just leaves behind Zora. Fire big. Okay.
In favor of a key to Meyer. Anyone for a vanilla red cane?
Oh, and Meyer?
Yeah.
That wouldn't be too bad. I mean, once Ed and Beer can get weapons to go into Meyer.
Yeah, they're both a few steps away from that being something that's going to happen.
Skull. Okay, this is
Vanilla Skullbig. Okay, game. Sure.
Okay.
I see what you're doing.
Beautiful. There's another add logic check for Beer to go do. Man. I think Ed's checking his connector, but I don't look he's seen yet. Oh, this one goes to Swamp. Fairy drops down a magic bat area, or at Smith goes to Swamp. Okay, I don't think you'd seen that. Yeah, it's not exactly useful. Just a lot of more bunny walking from there. You can't. Yeah, nothing great from that area that you can do with that Pearl Mirror.
And Ed's going to make the attempt in the dark. The Gamma threw a little time on this earlier. Let's see if it goes any better for Ed.
He has a little more health than Gamma did, just a smidge.
Yeah, it wasn't really the health that was causing him a problem, though. It was... there we go. Ed has got the key rat. That was the problem that Gamma had run into the first time.
Yeah, in that room, it's like if you don't get it at the beginning, like once you let the rat run over to the right side, then it becomes awful. It's like you have to get it kind of quickly while the rat's on the left, and then once the rat gets over to the right, then it's like you're gonna be there a while. And speaking of being here a while, Gamma's having a bit of a time, just like Ed did with the mimic clipping. Doesn't want to leave these checks behind, especially since it's a bit awkward to get into Dark World, especially Rest Dark World right now. Gamma's probably like, I don't want to leave these behind. I'm not gonna be back in Pod for a while. I know Ed or Beer might get these checks with mimic clipping. Like Ed, I think Gamma is also, there we go, nice. Okay. So yeah, Beer might actually come out a bit ahead, not doing mimic clipping, since nothing was really over here. And Gamma both had a little bit of off days with that, which, everyone does. So, yeah, Beer might benefit from that. Beer's checking with Shopping Mall now. He'll be disappointed.
He's worried that he's left something behind here, and he's going to discover that he hasn't.
Yeah, which you can't blame him with the logic you have to follow for the Pearl. And Ed's still just like, I don't know this logic. I'll just figure out with a lamp set later. I don't care. I have a Moon Pearl. I'm good. We're moving on.
Interesting that he wants to take this over the drop-down cave in Smith's, that connector, because while there wasn't a whole lot that he could do there coming out as a bunny, now that he's not a bunny with that Moon Pearl, he could just flip her over into East Dark World.
And then hookshot to the top.
Mm-hmm.
That could make some sense. I think I would probably do what Ed did. Because generally, I don't want to go over to East Dark World. I don't want to do anything that makes me have to do Catfish kind of early. And I don't like going through the Pyramid area without a mirror. I always rather do West Dark World first. Because it's like, you're going to end up having to go there a couple times anyway. you're not forced to do catfish yet, make a decision on it, and you're not forced to go to like pyramid area without mirror. And you have to make a decision on do you go to dark shopping mall, which you usually want to try to only go to once in a seed. So like, I kind of like, I know our route is the same way as, but it's a tough call because like what you're saying makes a lot of sense. Like, you do get a nice clean loop of Dark World if you go the way that you're saying.
Yeah, and
you
it's just that long, slow walk through Spiral Cave for a second time.
Yeah. Both choices are kind of garbage at this point. The seed just needs to be nice and give us a better way in a Dark World. Still no great weapons yet. Gamma or anyone.
Well, Beer's got this nice out-of-logic shovel.
Yeah.
Doesn't do anything because we don't have a sword.
Yeah, you can't even go to out of logic ice. Well, out of logic for beer. It'd be in logic for. Well, no, the shovel's out of logic. Yeah, so. Yeah, super out of logic. Even if you could use it. Okay, where's Gamma going?
He's Gamma. He goes where he wants.
Fair enough. I'm actually just trying to think where he's going. Looks like Beer's checking. He's going to find his lamp here in a moment. Yeah, looks like he's headed that way. So that'll be good for Beer.
Yeah, that ought to clue him into where the pearl is, and that'll get him back on track.
Yeah. Yeah, because the lamp opens up so little in the seed that, like, your brain's going to go, Darkgrass?
Yeah, hey,
Darkgrass?
these dark connectors that I've already done and kind of weeded everything out of, those didn't do anything, so Darkgrass? Meanwhile, Ed's just getting shot in the face by lasers.
Maybe let's continue to Bunny Rock, because he gets that lamp and he's just like, I'm not sure to do with this yet. Not unreasonable to come here in Bunny Rock, especially when you're not exactly sure where to go right now for this progression. Let's check these out.
Yeah, the only minor downside to this is that Kiki will not follow a bunny.
Oh, there's a boomerang there in K45. Yeah, I won't be able to check pod entrance yet. But I mean, who wants to check pod entrance? Nobody does. Surely nothing important is there. It'll be fine. Yeah, Gamma's gonna head south here. Really, we just need more entrances. But the entrances that we found, there's nothing more to do in them right now. With limited items at the moment still.
That was Castle Tower that Beer found at Dark Flute 5.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, he chose not to take a Death Warp and do anything with it because, well, he would have had to do it with bombs, and doing that with bombs would be very... He's only got 6. I'm not sure you can kill those guys with 6 bombs, even if you can get them to stack up properly.
Okay, Beer's gonna get his Mill Pearl. Good. Okay. I can't imagine he'll be too happy about this progression chain. It is pretty gross. But it'd be good that Beer's finally gonna have that and can go out Dark World in a more pleasant way. Gamma will find out about this connector here. we'll be like, yeah, go ahead and follow that one.
Yeah, I never
That's nice
followed
one.
that one. Oops.
So let's see, what do we need? We have not found thieves. We haven't found swamp. Back of desert. We need we'd love to get like hammer would be great. Hammer, rods, bow, mirror, boots, Mario, like a sword.
Everything, basically almost the entire inventory.
Pretty much, like this is still being pretty dry. Like they gave us Darkhold access, and since then what we've got. Since we got that pearl, we got what? We got logical flippers, we got Burna. That's basically it. Yeah, it's still pretty sad. Man.
Alright, so Hyrule Castle East comes out on the Dark Death Mountain Turtle Rock Bridge.
Where was Ed? Where was this hype cave?
It's on the other side of that particular bridge, but Ed has no bombs, so it doesn't really help him right now.
Oh, yeah, we didn't see this. Okay. Yeah, Gamma never followed that. Oh, there he goes. Nice. Nice job by Ed remembering that those guards are in the bomb price pack. Surely Hype Cave has something. Like, we need some items here. Come on, Hype Cave. Give us something. Oh, a sword! And Kingstone, a dark potion shop. We have a weapon. If only we had Mirror, then we could do Mire immediately. Hype Cave was garbage.
Yeah, basically a bust. Johnny's holding out on us today.
Not cool game. Well, at least we have a sword. That's something. We can go to Mire now. That's where we want to go.
Yeah, it's in Dark Potion Shop, Myerson Light Potion Shop. It's like the game's telegraphing your next location to you.
Yeah, you're like literally basically right there. You can't really complain about that. It's perfect.
Now, Catfish just has to give you a mirror, and you can walk right back down and mirror and go into Mire. Easy game.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah, pod small. Yeah, you don't hate those.
One more small way from putting flippers in logic. Okay. Game's probably gonna go follow the flippers now because he got them a lot later than Ed and Beer. Since he waited for Moon Pearl before going into pod, or even finding where pod was. He'll actually have the money to do Zora because we did not see that on Ed's side. So we'll see if that's something Ed will have to go back for or not. Oh, and it was a GT small in Hobo that Gamma will get. Not too big a deal. Nice to have, but well, it should have a huge impact on the seed because I think we already found a few GT smalls throughout the seed.
That's a nice out of logic TR small that Beer just found there in the middle of Hera.
Yeah, especially when we haven't found any of them. Just having this like 1 or 2 TR smalls is all you need in cross keys, and they make routing TR so much nicer. So, yeah, happy to have that. Oh, okay. According to one of our trackers saying we did see Zero. Okay, thanks for letting us know. It was junk. Okay, that's good. Good for Ed then. Oh, Gamma's finally gonna find Old Man. He hasn't done this. He knows it's at Hera, so he's just like, I don't really want to do this, but he also like, well, yeah, I gotta do this. Because he hadn't gotten this item. Yeah. This is also kind of annoying. Let's say we get Hammer later and not the seed might require us to follow this connector again to get on top of mountain and take the hammer to the east side. That could happen if we get the hammer soon. Then that would be not something I would want to do personally when I'm in a cross keys race like this. I would want to do something that's slow. Doing Old Man Rescue twice or more always feels bad. and Gammachuu will actually be able to do the 2 dark entrances, and he'll be able to get to. He'll actually be able to see TR right logically and grab those chests, and then go do TR left and get to my area logically. So from Gamma, we'll get to see all that right now and see what we would have gotten in those chests. We've not seen those yet. Okay, I guess Gamma's like, oh, I want to buy a potion, and he's just like excited. And never mind, he's not even taking the health. I guess he wants to be able to keep a death warp available to him, is his thinking. That's why he's probably not taking the health and potion shot.
Yeah, seems reasonable. Ooh,
never mind.
All right, that's pretty important. And now he probably kind of wishes he'd taken the health.
That's... Man, yeah. That mirror opens up the seed a lot. Mirror gives us way more options. Opens up. Yeah, and now that Game's gonna find the connector to... He's gonna find the connector to my area right now as well. Although he might want to do mountains. Well, no, he has nothing to do a mountain without hammer. So no, he would just take the. He can go to my area now and mirror check all those entrances. So it's gonna be really nice for Gamma. And yeah, Ed and B will get there eventually. They have a little bit less motivation to get up to mountain right away, because since they've already done Old Man like that, but I mean, since they have that saving quit and East Mountain hookshot across, at some point they'll be like, well, I want to check those dark entrances, and Beer already knows that, you know, TR right is in that Death Mountain entrance in Dark West Mountain and leads to my area. So you would think Beer would get there somewhat soon, once he does the Dark World loop and kind of runs out of options. So they'll get there somewhat soon once they kind of run out of options, because this seed's still really limiting you logically to go. Even kind of hard logic, it's a hard requirement stuff. It's pretty limiting. Ice Big. Oh yeah, we can't even get an Ice Pass logically because the Bombos is still locked.
Bombos is 6 key locked in pod.
Yeah, so still can't do that, which is good. I mean, we don't want to go to hammerless ice. It's not something we want. So Gamma's gonna be happy here. He's like, oh, I got mirror. I'm in my area. I got glove. I can do cave. He doesn't have the bombos from my area though. That makes some. So that shovel having bombos is nice then for Beer. That entrance is useful. So he'll get to check that in his return trip to my area later. He knows it's bombos. So he was probably kind of happy when he got bombos from that shovel. Okay, nothing on Desert Ledge. So, he was not missing out there. Neither was Ed. Sick kid. Okay.
Kid playing with explosives in bed. The 1940s called. They want their kid back.
He's giving the bombs away because he knows it's not safe for him to have them. That's totally what it is. We can do 1 check and swap. Okay. Yeah. Junk. That's... Yeah, coming back to my area is really slow, because you have to save and quit to the east side, to Old Man, the east side of the mountain, hookshot across, go all the way up mountain, then walk all the way down the dark side, take TR right to TR left to get to my area. That's pretty garbage. That's, yeah, it's not exactly fun. Coming back to Swamp, which we'll have to do eventually, is not going to be pleasant for anybody. So there was no progression here. I mean, we'll have Swamp later and potentially something in Mire entrance, but no critical items. Okay, Gam's gonna go to the flipper checks he didn't do earlier because he took the Old Man rescue, and then didn't do the flipper checks. I'm going to guess after that, well, Gamma will probably either follow the mirror and dark, or he'll go to Mire. Or you could wrap them in together, maybe, but you don't really have a reason to go back to Dark Potion Shop. Okay, looks like Ed here is gonna go check those Dark Rest Mountain entrances. So that's good for Ed because he'll get that mirror, and that mirror is definitely, one of the things that's going to be required to push the seed forward and just make your routing a lot nicer. So that is very good news for Ed. Yeah, and it makes sense. I mean, Ed's checked out the entrances in the Dark World now. There's not really anything to do in the entrances we found. So the seed's pretty much still like, yeah, your options are go to Mire, which is not exactly great. It's not awful now, but it's not great. Or go check your main entrances that you haven't done that you need to clean up, which would be primarily be Dark West Mountain in Ed's case. So Ed and Gamma are relatively close here in terms of what they've done.
Yeah, Beer just seems to be a little kind of off-footed here compared to the other two. He's still turning out to be a little late to that mirror, and that, unless we've missed something, that seems to be what's supposed to point us to the next thing. Unless, of course, it's Mire. I've still got my eye on Mire.
Yeah, as you say, it's basically Mire or the mirror. I forgot we also have like this area, this connector that you have anything. Okay, Gamma's gonna go ahead and do the Mire play. I like this because all your mirror entrances, they're all kind of scattered about, so it's kind of awful to have to go do a lot of them. So it's kind of like, go ahead and do this. You have the big, you have one small, you have a fire source, you have a weapon. It's 7 checks you can go do before you go do, you go check a bunch of entrances that you may not even be able to do much at because you don't have a whole lot of items. Makes sense. Go get 7 items that you can go quickly get before you go check new entrances. So this makes sense to me, and I expect Ed will probably do the same thing once he's done on his current, route with TR in Mire area. Oh. Okay, I think Gamma's gonna just not do left side, or he's just gonna do lobby first. I'm guessing he's gonna go back and do left side here, but he could skip it. But he'll probably just do lobby first and go do left side now. Yeah, I think you do left side here. You're missing a lot of items. Because my small is gonna come into logic. You just go ahead and you're desperate for items. The seed
is likely to feed you those Mire Smalls eventually, and rather than coming back and doing it later, why not just have the look now?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, if you had a lot of great options right now that are really efficient, sure, maybe don't do this, but that's not the situation. Yeah, we got TR Small, though. That's something.
Yeah, unfortunately, the situation is the game is only feeding you progression in a drip feed fashion. You go 10 minutes, and then you find another thing, and you go 10 minutes, and you find another thing.
And if you do anything else, is he just like, nah, I'm gonna punish you. You chose wrong. Don't do that.
Ooh, Ed found the Swamp Small. He's in Para 5 at the moment.
This makes sense because if you save Equip the Old Man on the East Light Mountain, Paradox, the bottom Paradox is just right there, and you can break logic with it with the mirror. I like this by Ed. Go ahead and clean that up. Gamma hopefully thinks to do that soon. He knows out of logic. The thing that probably Gamma's going to find it anyway while mirror checking entrances soon, he'll probably find one of these other Paradox connectors, and we'll be able to see that on Ed's end where these other Paradox connectors go.
Yeah, it's not going to be Para-Middle because that came out at Ice Palace. We're going to need the other glove for that, and Boots gets us into the final one at the Light Link's House Block Rocks.
You say Para-Middle was at Paradox something?
Paradox Middle was at Ice Palace entrance.
Oh, you're right. So, okay, yeah. So Gamma's not going to find that anytime soon.
Not going to find it via the mirror anyway.
And yeah, the Swamp Small and Hammer were there. So, okay.
Sequence break paying off in spades for Mistaed there.
Also, there's our fourth Pod Small, so that puts the flippers in logic finally. There's a GT big. We could go to GT climb. Well, you don't have a bow. That'd be dumb. Never mind. Don't do that. Probably not a good idea. Don't do that. Probably better options. Yeah, hopefully Gamma wins Paradox Cave. I suspect he will. And he'll go do the Add a Logic because it's 7 items and 2 connectors that you can get to really fast. Because that hammer is going to be very useful. Well, we've got plenty of TR smalls. I think we've actually found them all now. Not all in logic, but I think we've pretty much found at least 3 of them.
Yeah, we've seen at least 3 at this point, and that may be all 4.
Yeah, it might be all 4. Okay, Gamma's going to do Paradox here. Yeah, this makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, you know, yeah, Astro's out of logic because you're making logic with, mirror erasing the block, but it's 7 items, 2 entrances, 2 connectors. You do this, which should be good because Gamma. I feel like one of the places I don't want to go do is you kind of want to go back to Swamp because it's a crystal and you can full clear it. But you also know it's not a logical progression, so you may want to go do other mirror lock entrances. Oh yeah, you can also take the hammer and go to GT like what Ed's doing. That's also a good play. Actually, that's probably the better play. GT is really close. It's just south of Link's house. Just go do left side GT. See what you get before you commit to other, navigating to a bunch of entrances that are kind of slow and awkward to get to. Okay. Yeah, I like this play by Ed. I like it.
Yeah, it pays out a big key to Desert Palace. Now, we still haven't seen Desert Back, Desert North, whatever you want to call it, but we do have access to the big chest.
Oh, Gamma's going to take this old man connector again, and he's going to go, kind of what I mentioned earlier, he's going to go back on top of mountain and use the hammer to get. Now, this is still a sequence break, because again, that hammer, we don't have a logical way there yet. It's currently either boots or mitts locked, as you mentioned earlier. But this is kind of a good thing to go ahead and clean up. So we'll see what entrances we find here on the top on Gamma's side. Okay. Okay. Here's gonna go probably check that TR connector now in my area and get the mirror. So that'd be good. Okay, that's in there for Gamma. That's John. Oh, Hookshot Cave. We can do that.
Yeah, Hookshot Cave. Yeah, we even have a hookshot.
Yeah. Out of logic, but again, okay, so Beer here is going, for the very out of logic Ice Palace. Because, the bombos came from the 6 Podski blocked shovel. Seeing what we can get out of this play.
It's a little unfortunate that he's landed on this before the mirror and thus hasn't been able to break into Paradox Cave for that hammer, though.
Yeah, definitely gonna sting. I like the bonus strats by Ed. Nice job. Very good bonus strats. And you have the half magic too, so you got leeway.
Certainly less painful and time-consuming than the Fighter Sword slash strats.
And we just found the Hookshot Cave connector goes to Hyrule Castle. Top of Hyrule Castle. Gamma has to unfortunately leave behind that barrier locked entrance. I mean, we can mirror to it later, but now it's like, well, when do we go back to that area? We have a couple ways over there. We can mirror to it. Yeah, Gamma can do what Ed did. You do left side GT here. It makes sense. You have a couple GT smalls. You have hammer. You have hookshot. Sure, it's out of logic, but at some point in the seed, you're doing this anyway. Oh, let's come back here with boots, won't we? So you might as well do it now. Again, you want to go check new entrances with more progression items to increase the chances that you can actually do the things at those entrances. So you just do this right now. And we're gonna see some new entrances from Ed. We'll see what he finds here. Aginas.
Yeah, gonna go back to that mirror and try and put all of this nonsense that he just did in logic. There's the mirror for beer.
Good, yeah. We do have a good amount of bickies in the seed, and we still need a couple more potentially. But got quite a few Big keys. Oh, also, Gamma here has the big key, which Ed did not. We'll see if anything's in the big chest here in GT. I forget what that big key was.
That was in Meyer, wasn't it?
You're right. It was in the spike chest, I think. Oh, yeah, I think it was spike or map, one of those two.
Gamma's playing games with bombs, toss it across the gap, follow it with the hook shot, throw it back across.
I think he might have been thinking, maybe forgot he had the hook shot. I don't know. Maybe thought he had to do bomb jump.
I think maybe he just didn't get his quick swap quite done and he dropped the bomb and then had to do something with it.
You're right. That's definitely it. Yeah, you're right. Blindside for Ed here at the Brothers Rest entrance. We still haven't seen mitts. We still haven't seen boots. Haven't seen rods. We haven't seen, as you mentioned earlier. So we have no bow, no boots, no Samaria, no rods, no mitts, no flute. Yeah. Oh, does Ed have a second sword now?
Yeah, then Gamma's going to land on that here in just a minute. It's behind Ice Armos.
Okay. Nice. Okay, this is the biggest out beer could have is what is on the 6-key locked shovel bombos at Meyer entrance. Okay. Thief Sound, was that Thief Sound was a pendant? I think so.
Thief's Town was a pendant. And it was just a heart container there in the big chest of Ganon's Tower. So Ed not punished, surprisingly.
Oh, that's good. I mean, if I was in Ed's shoes, I would do exactly the same thing. Like, you just take the risk on that chest every time. Like, normally you get away with it, so nice that Ed didn't get punished.
Oh hey, a bow. Finally, one of these 5-item caves paying off.
Shocking. Oh yeah, with the hammer we can do Cackwell, yeah.
It's out of logic, but at this point you take it.
Yeah, at this point we're like, we don't care. We'll figure out the logic later. Why now we're just happy to have things and options again. So Gamma can do the climb, but I really don't see Gamma doing the climb. Or no bow. Gamma's doing the climb. Never mind. No bow. Yeah, you don't do that. That'd be really dumb. Yeah, you don't do that. Yeah, Gamma's got way better options, and he's gonna do what Ed did. Check the same set of connectors. So he'll do it over to Cackwell. He'll get that bow as well. Get the cleaned up. Ed's gonna go check what this connector, what this entrance is on the light rolled bumper ledge. We'll see what that is. Oh wait, no. Gamma. Oh, he's gonna mirror and do mimic. This makes sense to me. Okay, this makes sense. Yeah, do mimic key really quick. I imagine once Ed and Gamma here finish cleaning up all these entrances here, that they'll probably both go over to Swamp and Meyer area and get that cleaned up. Yeah, I just noticed is Ed did not mirror and check his shovel while he was headed in that direction. So does not have the bombos.
Ed doesn't have the shovel. He died in Dark Maze.
Oh yeah, you told me, you mentioned earlier. You're right. No wonder he didn't do it. Well, the bombos did not lead to anything in Meyer area. Meyer entrance was garbage, but could be help of Ice Palace later.
Yeah, it would still get him into the front of Ice Palace.
Which I don't see anyone wanting to do that anytime soon.
Yeah,
like, we have better options.
It's still out of logic. I don't know that I would be rushing over there, but it is one of those things that's kind of an outstanding question.
Oh wait, I like this by Beer. He took the Brothers connector limit from Cackwell to Hammerpeg so that he could mirror and do Cackwell. I didn't even think about that. That's actually in logic.
Yeah, that is in logic.
I didn't even think about that. That bow's actually in logic then. Huh. I did not think that's so happens so rarely in cross keys. I didn't even consider that until he did it. I'm like, how did he do that hammer? Like, oh, he actually followed. He did the logical way, unlike Beer
unlike
doing something
else.
Beer doing something the logical way for. Yeah, that's. Oh, now he's just gonna break out with the hook shot. I kind of like this. I mean, he doesn't need to. No, he doesn't have the hammer yet. I kind of like it. Haven't seen someone do that in a while. Oh, that was last GT small.
That's the moth down for Ed, and finally somebody's got a dungeon done. It only took an hour and 12 minutes. It's even a crystal.
I'm sure I'll start beating them left and right, you know, any moment. I'll start beating them left and right? Surely.
That does tend to be the way these entrance randomizers work. You feel like you're accomplishing nothing, you're just walking around and around and around the map, and then all of a sudden, oh hey, I'm in go mode, and 5 minutes later you've just rushed all of the dungeons and everything's done.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, sometimes you just go like an hour and a half without beating a crystal dungeon, and then half an hour later, you're like, oh, I'm beating Ganon now.
Here's one we haven't seen before, because there were some bunny walkings going on in the pod area earlier, and Kiki won't follow Bunny, but Gamma's gonna show us what's in the pod entrance.
So, I didn't see anything at Graveyard Ledge. Okay, nothing in pod. Oh, Gamma did not take the cack well. Okay. Maybe I'll get that later. Bow's not too big a deal not to have yet. That's what our current options are. He has not checked the other paradox connector, so he's gonna clean that up, I imagine. And we'll be saddened that it is junk. Oh wait, no, he's going. No, yeah, top one's when he hasn't checked. Yeah. What was that maze race? Or did Beard not even check it?
I don't think he has any idea what's here.
5 rupees.
Now he knows.
Oh, Ed, no. Got a little hasty there. Not too bad of a fall down. Got knocked down, you know, the better way, so not too bad. Well, again, not really the better way, I guess, actually. Well,
you never want to lose the time, but it's better that than 2 floors.
Yeah, because South Hole, yeah, would have been 2 floors, yeah. Okay, now Gamma should be heading over. Doing checks that Ed just did. And we'll have the shovel, we'll get that bombos. Yeah, if things continue the rate is, we have I would say a pretty close race between Ed and Gamma right now. But like early on, it looked like, you know, Ed was going for some more, I'll say, out-of-logic options, but, you know, they were things that like gave him a lot of information and some different options and things for later. And now they've kind of evened out-ish. Oh, unfortunate for Ed there. Ed does have the cape, but yeah, he's going to pull out the cape this attempt. So Gamma and Ed are pretty close right now. Beer's still a bit behind. We'll need to find some way to kind of, you know, close the gap, which maybe on later when the seed will get, when we have more options. Now we're starting to get more options, he'll be able to find some play maybe to get an advantage or get some item that's hard to find. But in this race, as we mentioned at the beginning of this broadcast, the top 2 do move on to the next part of the tournament. Only 3rd place is knocked out. So you don't need to win this race. You just need to be in top 2. Red cane on...
Yeah, red cane on Moldorm there for Ed. Ed putting another crystal on the board. It looks like nice. Gamma's going to show us the Desert Palace Big Chest with this DP Big Key that we've had sitting in our pocket for a hot minute.
Yeah, we have had it for a while. Yes. And junk.
Beer's going to take this nice logical bow that he's got, and he's going to climb GT.
This is actually in logic. And yeah, this is not something Ed and Gamma can do for a long time. Because they have the hammer, they have a few more options at the moment. So,
and it looks like Ed is making a beeline for Meyer. He has everything to clear this dungeon now.
Oh yeah, he can single dip it. That'd be really nice. He'll probably feel bad about that GT big, but we know it's not going to finish him. Yeah, that'd be nice for Ed. Single dip it. I mean, for Gamma, it's gonna be go straight to Vidi, so it's not a bad double dip. It's not a bad double dip dungeon, but it is still nice to single dip any dungeon in the game, of course. Still time safe. But yeah, there's definitely a chance that Climb has something. Yeah, still looking for rods. For TR, we know we need boots or mitts to put the hammer in logic.
Yeah, and I wonder if maybe finding that GT big is going to be that little bit of emphasis that the seed is going to give Ed to say, hey, you know, this dungeon still exists.
I would imagine that after Meyer, I would expect Ed's next play is probably going to be... It could be Ice Palace. Oh, he's at the Bombo, so no. For him, it's going to be Swamp. Swamp is looking pretty good. It's a pain to get back over there, but it's a crystal that you can full clear. Although he doesn't know, he may not know, he knows it's a crystal. Yeah, he should know that. Gamma will get this bow. He'll probably go beat Hero in a moment as well. He'll follow. I think he'll keep he's keeping his mirror portal, so he'll go probably knock out Hero in a moment and get Samaria as well. But so he might go beat Vidi and knock that out. Just to get that dungeon done. Where's Gamma going? What's over here? Spiral Cave connector. Oh, this also makes sense. He's gonna check this connector, and then he can go beat Hera. This also makes sense to me. No, this makes a lot of sense. Yeah, he hasn't seen what this entrance is, and light bumper ledge, and then he can go. Oh, he could also go. He wouldn't beat Pod. Doing Pod here would be silly as a pendant. But he'll go to Hera. Could do Skullwoods while he's in the area. He might do Skullwoods while checking Graveyard Ledge, actually. That would be pretty reasonable to do. Knock it out, even if out of logic.
Beer gets on through the torch puzzle there the second time through. You have to be a little precise when you're using the lamp.
Tap out torch sometimes will get you. You'll just fall off. It happens to all of us. What will we get up here? I'm really curious. This isn't logic. At least his first two chests are. Where's Magic Bat at? Oh, Magic Bat's at the sink drop down. We can do that. In logic. Okay. We got Magic Bat.
Feels like the kind of breadcrumby seed that this seed has been doing for an hour and 20 minutes now.
It does. And we got a Hera Small in Molten Chest. So that's something.
And Beer on one sword, and without sequence breaking that hammer yet, is going to have to fight Moldworm the old-fashioned way in a place that you're not really supposed to have to fight him with a fighter sword.
Yeah. He does have Burner if he wants to make it a little bit easier. I mean, he shouldn't need it. That is an option. Oh, we can do hookshot strats as well. Yeah, for the invincibility, like that. Can also dash through Moldorm. Oh, that's close. Getting a little scary. A little scary. Okay, Gamma is going to come in here and clean up all the two Pod Big Key chests and Harmless Hellway.
That was like Mitts and Validation chest. Get relegated. Everybody get relegated. Go away.
Dang. Okay, that is good for Beer. Assuming they give us something we need. Because technically there's not we have not found, no, because Back of Desert and Thief's Town we haven't found, but they're pendants. So we don't know yet if we actually need the mitts, like hard required. But we are missing a few critical items, mostly the rod. What do we need for Gomo? We haven't found the rods. Is it just the rods that we're missing?
It may just be the rods at this point.
Oh, Eastern Big. We need Eastern Big.
Yep.
Rods and Eastern Big. So for Beer's sake, he wants at least one of the rods with the Eastern Big behind the rods. Now he doesn't know that. Although he probably feels a bit behind on the seed and probably is like, I need these mitts on the climb to help me out here. We still have plenty of checks that aren't mitts locked. Like we have all of Swamp to do, so that could just be the answer. So yeah, I'm curious to see if like Smith's Chain and one of the mitts locked entrances. Which we've always seen Ice Palace entrance. We have a way over to Meyer. We've seen Hammer Pegs. So the only thing entrance-wise mitts would open would be TR. I assume if we follow connectors, we can find. Yeah, we should be able to get away up to Floating Island and tuck the rest of Dark Mountain. So probably just TR. And then the mitts lock checks like this chain. So mitts actually don't open a crazy amount in this seed, as much as you would normally see them open. But they do. It will put. Well, no, he doesn't have GT Smalls. But I think all GT Smalls we found basically in Logic. I think they are. We should put the mitts in Logic. Okay, so Gamma did get his first crystal. He's going to check Graveyard Ledge here. Then he'll go beat Hair. And then he might just do Vidya. Might just go do Meyer after that. And then probably Swamp. Ed is going to Dark Chapel? Yeah, because I don't think... I believe how Castle left, I think, went over here. There was a connector over here, but I don't think... yeah, I can't see that. No, there's another connector that went over here. Gamma took it earlier. Well, we'll find out. I don't remember what went over here.
Yeah, I don't remember which one it was, but Ed will walk into it and then we'll say, oh yeah, that one.
I know how Castle left was here, but that's not how Gamma got here. It just he found that after he got here. That was how Castle main. I had that part wrong. Oh, he knew that already. He would just that was probably his fastest way back to how Castle connector. So yeah, he knew that. Oh, and he must have came through the glow locked entrance earlier.
Oh yeah, because he wants to make the mirror checks here from the DDM bridge.
What's on Magic Bat here? A small key 2 pod. We don't need that. That's a 6-1 to put pod stuff in Bombos and Logic for Ice Palace. So the Bombos, we now know the logic for that shovel and the Bombos. But you don't need that.
Mostly the kind of thing that will start pushing you towards thinking, well, Ice Palace is logical now, maybe I should do it.
Yeah, so once Beer... Wait, what did Gamma get knocked off?
Gamma got knocked off.
Okay. Well, him and Ed both did, so they equal out there. So, there you go. Yeah. Beer still has to go to Paradox Cave, which he can now do it logically, but going to Ice Palace... but yeah, he knows the Paradox Cave is there. He's probably just hasn't thought about it yet, or maybe he's just like, "That's out of logic. I'm gonna wait." I guess he probably tells he's forgotten in the moment. There's a Samari for Gamma and the second crystal. Oh, we'll see what's an Ether Tablet. We have not seen this yet. I don't believe we did. Pretty sure we didn't. That's junk.
Yeah, not interesting. More interesting, I missed where Ed pulled that red sword from, though.
Oh, where did Tipper come from?
I was looking at his tracker and I thought, that looks awfully red. And then he held it up to get what was on Ether Tablet, and well, yeah, that was awfully red.
I assume we'll see Gamma get it soon. Oh, it's on Vidi. Oh, okay, yeah, Gamma will get that kind of soon.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes some sense.
Beer is having quite the time with this moth.
Yeah, having to do fire sword. At least you do have the Borna, but you can't do spins, so you have to do slashes. You just have a green potion, so he can just really go crazy with the magic. Oh, also, yeah, I forgot Borna. Oh, I forgot Borna works on Moth. Oh, do you just hit? Are you hitting Moth against the spikes there for spike damage?
No, Mothiola is immune to spike damage.
You're right. Yeah, so Borna does do damage. I actually did not know Borna worked on Moth.
Yeah, you have to trap him up against one of the blocks rather than the spikes, and it can be a little finicky with Moth's hitbox, but it works.
I didn't know that. Thanks to explanation. And okay, we're gonna see what this hair was small from pre-moldum chest gets beer, because this was this powder and mitts that were all included. And the powder just gave us logic. With the 6-pot small.
Is Ed heading back to Turtle Rock here? Is this play to use Samaria to try and get something?
This is Swamp. He's gonna go to Swamp.
Oh, he's going to Swamp through the connector. Got it.
Yep. Which is why, yeah, makes sense. Fully clearable dungeon. It's a crystal. Yeah, go knock it out. Okay, what do we have here in basement? This was a GT climb. Hair small. Just a hard piece. So powder and the hair small from GT climb have not been helpful, but the mitts still could be.
Yeah, Beer's gonna go up here out of logic with no big key. Not really gonna get punished by this. The $300 in the big chest, not really something that I think he's going to miss out on.
Nah. So. So Gamma's here, he's going through and cleaning up a lot more of his runoffs and stuff, and not pushing Swamp or Vidi. Whereas Ez kind of, he's pushing more, I want to go do these dungeons, and not going to do much of the out of the way stuff. Hence why he's getting, he has a couple more crystals done. He's gonna have a 4th crystal here soon. But Gamma has we'll have a little more cleanup done. Okay, Gamma's gonna go for Ice Palace, which doesn't make sense. I mean, yeah, also reasonable.
Yeah, it's an option that Ed doesn't have.
Oh, I keep forgetting. Ed doesn't have that shovel. So for Ed's sake, he would love to find that fire rod. You need to find it. If fire rod is here, like an Ice Palace, that is terrible for Ed. Because we know his Bombos is in logic. So those are reasonable it's reasonable to think this logical Bombos, which Gamma doesn't know it's in logic yet, but he just probably is assuming like, yeah, I'm gonna find the Posmal soon, it's probably in logic. So yeah. Let's see what this is at. I keep wondering, Beer's gonna remember the Paradox Cave. He might end up doing it the expected way through Ice Palace entrance.
That's starting to seem more likely.
Beer. Paradox. Paradox Beer. Nah, it's Caval's connector. Someone might go to Float Island. We haven't seen Floating Island yet. Floating Island? Yeah, there's Floating Island. So, Mitts did lock... Mit's locked going to the top of mountain here. Because the only way up mountain is through this connector. And that was Mit's locked. We haven't found another way up here. So if something's up here on mountain, that's junk. That's this. So this hookshot entrance or TR entrance, which Beer can't even open up TR. He doesn't have hammer. So it's a question mark still. We still don't know because Beer can't open up TR yet.
Everybody just seems to be missing one little piece of the puzzle. Gamma with the logical Meyer Small.
There you go. Okay, got a bottle left side swamp it looked like, and fire rod. That's exactly what Ed need.
Yeah, that is Ed's saving grace right there.
Okay. And Gamma's going to left side swamp too when he gets over there. So I would say Ed's in the lead right now, but we'll see what this ice rod ends up. Because later on, if we're looking for items, Ed's got a little bit more cleanup to do than Gamma later on. Not a lot more, but a little bit. Which is again one of the main reasons. Oh, there's the boots. That helps Gamma out. Okay. You can go a little bit faster. But Ed's gonna go to Ice Palace next, so he won't be too much later to those boots. Okay. So we just need to know where Ice Rod is and Eastern Big. Oh, I know why Gamma hasn't beat Meyer. He doesn't have the map for it yet. He doesn't know. And he hasn't checked out Thief's Town as a pendant yet, even though he can. So Gamma should do a map check soon. He's probably just going to wait until he is done with Crystal Swamp and then is wondering, where should I go? Well, he could probably just go beat No, he can't beat TR yet. I think, yeah. So Gamma will go to Swamp after this, I would imagine. He'll get that Fire Rod and then go do Fire Check. Ed's gonna go to Ice Palace after this, and then probably go do Fire Rod checks or boot checks and stuff.
Yeah, that lack of the Vidi kill and being on Master Sword is slowing down this Cold Stare fight for Gamma a little bit, but between the hammer and the Master Sword spins, he's getting on through.
Yeah, that's the last medallion. Okay. It does seem odd to me. It is unfortunate that Beer has forgotten he can sequence break to Paradox Cave. Because I assume it's not intentional. I assume he just forgot. We really weird that he's intentionally not doing it. It's because he thinks it's out of logic. But I also feel like if I had the mids from GT Climb, I'd want to push that a little bit more. And I would have at least checked Ice Palace entrance by now. Because that's not too out of the way. And I would see what, in which case he would have found Paradox in a logically expected way. Gamma knows this is a crystal now. Okay, he's gonna go to Swamp now. Map check from Gamma. Okay, now he knows he sounds as a pendant and he'll know Myers a crystal. So after Swamp, he'll go knock out Vidi. Okay. Ice Small and Smith, we don't need that.
Yep, not an interesting small key.
Yeah, we already had one small key, so we really don't need that one. Not even logically significant. When we already have Hookshot and Samaria and Logic. And a big key. So the only thing left is that Mitz can lock, I believe, is Purple Chest, and TR entrance. I don't think Mitz give us anything else in the seed. Just TR and Purple Chest here. So if those don't pay out, it means Climb was completely skippable. And Beer would just have gotten punished for getting the logical mitts that were logically expected for you to beat the seed, and the seed wanted you to get the hammer and progression. That happens too much in rando. You just get the mitts in a bad spot, you follow them, they lead to nothing. Someone else doesn't get them, and you just like lose by 20 minutes. I think we've all had seeds like that. always feels bad. Purple chest was nothing. It looks.
Purple chest was nothing.
So just TR entrance is relevant with those mitts. Which, what could even be there? Not a lot. We haven't found Thieves Town, Back of Desert, and we have a couple item caves remaining, I think. Not a lot. Again, I'm looking at your left side here. Yeah, at this point, you're 100%. You need 2 rods and Eastern Big. You kind of run out of things you can do. You do this. Like, you don't skip outside swamp here. Yeah, so Ed's decisions here to, you know, one, the fact that he was able to like single dip Meyer, and he's just not getting as distracted with some of the, you know, all like these runoffs and kind of out of the way cleanup that Gamma's been doing. You know, Gamma's kind of playing a lot safer. So Ed's definitely in like the driver's seat, I would say, to get first in this race. Also, you know, that's a difference in those styles. You know, Ed's usually willing to take a bit more risk than Gamma. Gamma's usually play more safe. Also, I think Gamma's probably thinking in this race, Gamma knows he doesn't need first, he just needs second. So he's probably in the mindset of like, I'm gonna keep cleaning up all these runoffs, kind of full clearing, just being really smart and efficient. And I have a good chance of getting top 2. That's probably also some of Gamma's thinking, how he's, you know, being really, you know, cautious here to not leave anything behind.
And it could still really pay out for him. The Ice Rod or the Eastern Palace Big Key is just in some obscure location. He's going to have a lot better chance of finding it because he's already knocked all of those things out, whereas Ed may still wind up having to make a lot of those checks that Gamma's done already.
Yeah, 100%. That's why Gamma's wanting to do it, because he just knows it might happen. But then if like, yeah, you get the Seeker, you know, like after this, Ed's gonna go just do the boots and fire rod checks that we couldn't do yet. And if the Ice Rod Eastern Big gets on the way, then yeah. So, but that's just, you know, we'll see how it turns out. I still wish I just realized Beer's stupid ice again without Emmer. Yeah, I really wish Beer would follow Secret Spec Paradox Cape, but it made me think maybe Beer's remembered by now. But he's like, oh my god, it's been so long since I could have done that I haven't done it. I'm just gonna continue to not do it. Because whatever's there is not good news for me. That's possible. But he also hasn't pushed those mitts to Ice Palace entrance yet. Which I feel like I would want to do if I were him. Where the mitts were. Because he pushed the powder, and he pushed other mitts checks, and he pushed Harris Mall. But has not checked Ice Palace entrance.
But has neglected to go to the Ice Palace entrance. I have no explanation for you. Just Beer things.
Yeah. Classic Beer outing.
Yeah, and now he's going to get those boots, and he's going to say, oh, well, now I have boots checks, and on and on and on down the list.
Which will get him to Paradox Cave. It will.
Oh, yeah, because the Light Bonk Rocks was the 3rd entrance.
Yeah, there we go. I guess that's another way you can... That's another logical way. I guess that might have been the actual logical way, because I'm not sure of the GT small logic. I didn't pay enough attention to it. Alright, Ed's gonna grab this big key. This could just be our Eastern Big. Could be Thieves Big. Eastern Big. So, Eastern Big, it's just on GT Church. Is Ed not gonna go right side GT there?
Interesting choice.
I feel like I would have cleaned that up at least and then gone be Eastern.
I guess he's thinking maybe I just pull the Ice Rod out of Eastern and then everything's fine, and if not, the entrance to GT is literally just south of the house.
Yeah, that's fair. I think he goes combo with like GT climb. And then he got that DG big late, so he's thinking maybe I check DG big chest with that if I'm last locating. I guess I can see it, yeah. I can see why you would do it. I expect Gamma will go right side though, just with the playstyle differences. Yeah, he's going to. Yeah, to see Nice Rod.
All right, Gamma, show us the goods.
Yeah,
More items in the compass room.
Silvers. That's some time save. Ed doesn't get that. Not. You might go about even with the time you spent doing those checks versus time save you get on Ganon. Get a little bit time save on Armos, I guess.
Yeah, he'll get some on Vidi too, since Gamma hasn't done that yet.
True. Oh, he's gonna clean up video right now. This makes sense. And then he'll go to Eastern.
Yeah, he just got an item that makes sure that Vidi is going to be as fast as it's going to get. You may as well just go ahead and knock it out right now.
Yeah, this makes sense. So if Ice Rod is not here... So if Ice Rod's not here for Ed, if it's not here at Eastern, things that you could do next... You don't have a lot of entrances left. The main one is Thieves Town. We haven't found Brewery, and I don't think we found Waffle here. We may not have found Hammer Pegs. I probably missed an entrance or two though, an item cave or two. Point is, we have a couple small item caves left, I believe, and I think Thieves Town, and Back of Desert. So we have some entrances, but I mean, I expect Ed would probably more do like right side GT and maybe like TR roller room with the fire rod. Push the fire rod checks. I'm looking for Ice Rod first before you go looking for entrances. Or we can even do climb, but I don't think Ed's gonna want to do climb. He would. Because you know it's been available for a while. And you could guess just like logical pieces to fill in the logic that you don't have yet. Beer is doing the right side checks with Pod logically with the bow. Being responsible here. With clean hands.
Yeah, imagine staying in logic. I feel like after the opening where Beer was playing very unconventionally, he decided that he was going to be bound by a logic maybe a little too much.
Yeah. Just the fact that he's not finding Paradox Cave, despite the fact that he can literally go through any of the three entrances now with Mit's boot or the Secret Space with Mirror, and he's so refusing to do it. Saddens me. Okay, what does Armos have here? Ice Rod. Okay, Ed is in go mode. Just has to go beat Trinex and Ganon. He's done. So doesn't have the silvers, but definitely he's up all of Eastern Palace and getting to Eastern Palace. So Ed's got a strong lead.
Yeah, it's tough to say that anything's a guarantee in Rando, but certainly a favorite at the moment would be the thoroughbred Mistaed.
Yeah. So he got him not doing right side also paid out, gave him additional time save. Because the silvers is probably about equal, but I mean he didn't know that. So but it worked out, I would say. So Ed should, assuming he loses a little bit of time obviously on Ganon. So probably about like a 2.5 minute. Finish time ahead of Gamma, assuming nothing big here happens. There's the Thieves Big for found the Thieves Big finally.
The
there
big
it was.
Key to a dungeon that we haven't seen.
Yeah, that we haven't seen, and that Ed and Gamma will never see or consider. Oh, he's got Paradox Cave. Beer is going to finally get his hammer. And then he's going to check the other connectors, I expect, and feel terrible. Be like, oh, oops. Oh, I did forget Gamma already came into Eastern once. Oh, so I forgot Ed also, Ed hadn't dipped Eastern yet. So, Ed also single dipped Eastern. Slight time save. Yeah, Ed's mostly just ahead because he just, you know, he cleared a bit less than the overworld, didn't do right side GT. You know, he played more of the style of like, I don't want to get too distracted with things I might not need to do. I want to kind of stick more to my crystal dungeons, doing the things I don't, like the big bulk checks, you know, and didn't get too distracted with like the slower runoffs, and also, you know, decided to delay Meyer, delay Eastern, a little bit of efficiencies there. So it's paid out well. Ed in the seed. Yeah. In other words, basically Ed's his dungeon delays and just not over clearing as much as Gamma has made this time difference.
Yep, Beer finally has the hammer. He's going to go to GT, and by the time he gets through to Ice Armos and gets his second sword, he's going to see Ed's finish.
Yeah. So it's barring some major catastrophe. Gamma has to go out this way. He doesn't have mitts. Can't remember last time I even did this in Gamma. Well, Gamma's got time. It'll be okay. Okay.
Gamma has some time to give here, but eventually he's going to figure this trick out on the fly, I guess.
As long as he can do it in like 15 minutes, he should be okay. Gamma, you got this. Come on, Gamma. He just gave up. I respect the attempt.
Did you find the silver arrows in my tower? Nope. Ed says, nope, I didn't see those. Sorry. And at this point, he's just hoping they were on the climb and nobody was going to see them. Little does he know. And that is 12 spins to win. Ed's going to put the sword up in the air, is going to have to wait out this fanfare and then cross the bridge. He will then be the first one of these three runners done and will continue on to round 4 of the Rumble stage. Get your GGs in chat. There it is.
GG's Mistaed. Nicely played. Made some really good decisions to try to, you know, in a very competitive race, try to shave off some time. He worked out pretty well overall. Scariest thing was not getting that shuttle for Bombos, but, you know, Fire Rod was on the way. But I made some really good decisions, and yeah, definitely deserved to win today. Beer's not also do, yeah. So Gamma's probably go, what, 2 minutes? Hope we done like 2.5 minutes? Like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to get to the pig, and with the silvers, it's going to be a little faster of a fight than Ed had.
Considering how slow the sea was for a while, it ended up being nice at the end. Not having anything too terrible. We were able to avoid, you know, never having to go to a thief's town, beat Pendant Dungeon. Didn't really have to use boots, ever get the mitts. Like at the end of the sea was a lot nicer. It was just mean for the first hour-ish.
Yeah, it did that classic entrance rando thing where you're going along and it feels like you have nothing and you're creeping on up towards 90 minutes and then all of a sudden 5 minutes later you're in go mode and you're mashing your last handful of dungeons.
It does look like, unfortunately, he will probably be eliminated. But fortunately for him, Ed will be moving on, who's on his team. And Skelly also was in another race this week against GGW and Jimbro. Jimbro also being on Gamma's team. GGW being the only representative of his team. So Mindium's, Ed's, and Beer's team still might also be able to get a second player to continue on. Same with Gamma's team. Potentially, Jimbo might be able to continue to move on. We'll see.
Nice triple there from Gamma to finish that Ganon fight off.
Nice job. And Beer immediately forfeits. I do not blame Beer. Beer's probably just been like, I think for a while, Beer's just been like, please let this end.
Yep, but where are the .duns? I've wrong ordered basically everything. I last located my hammer, and the hammer locked pretty much the entire seed.
And nothing on GT Climb, and I wasted time with mitts I didn't need, etc., etc. So, oh, he didn't even check Uncle yet behind GT. What?
With a vanilla sword. Okay, dude.
Did he not even do this?
No, he never dropped in.
Why? Beer. What? Oh my god.
That's the type of stuff I like to hear right off the rip. Why beer? What?
Yeah, Ed, GG's, you played this really well.
No, I didn't.
You should,
Flux sack.
yes, you did, Ed. Yes, you did. You played it well.
Oh my god.
GG's to you.
Oh my god, I did not win this on execution, I can tell you that much. Whoa.
No, the main difference makers are that you single dipped Meyer and Eastern. Gamma had the double dip. That's a little bit of time difference. At the end, you didn't do right side GT. Gamma did. He got silvers out of it, so it brought even. But mainly, you also just didn't do, you didn't do as many out of the way overworld checks. The Gamma did a lot more cleanup in the last half of the seed. And it spent a lot more time and gave more time away. Whereas you were a little more like, this is a very competitive race. I need to get things moving. And you kind of, you did the more critical checks and stayed on the crystal dungeon pathing, and it worked out well.
Yeah, I mean, you what you just did right there is you just put this in a really nice professional sense of saying, I luck sacked. And I'll be the first one to tell you. I mean, the execution, first off, was just so abysmal. It wasn't even funny. And then I was 100% convinced that there was a lamp in Eastern Palace, and I'm just like, well, I have this Hyrule Castle key, and it's like, okay, well, something silly is just gonna happen. Either there's a lamp there to put this in logic, or I got to do bunny walking, and I'm like, you know what, screw this. I'm just gonna do it one off, and once again, density does not matter. So that Moon Pearl kind of helped things out, but like I just had so many things on my mind, like taking a death into pod. I mean, it was a pendant, but I'm just
Ed,
like, well,
do you want to know what you missed?
Please tell me magic powder.
It was a shovel, which led to bombos. So before you got the fire rod, we thought you might be in a bad spot until you luck sacked that you didn't need the bombos. Because that was logical to get the bombos to go into ice as well as the fire rod.
I believe it. But yeah, this was just. Oh, by the way, I'm just trying to wrap my head around the logic because I don't have mitts. In order to get the hammer, is this a logical double dip of ice?
Well.
Solely because of where Paradox is, so
yeah,
obviously, you see what I mean. So
because of the boots, because of the boots.
So it's either boots locked or mitts locked, and
mitts,
since I didn't have mitts, the boots is the only thing that I had that would have put the hammer in logic.
Yeah, Beer got the mitts before he got the hammer. Mitts were in Moldum 2 chest, and they led to nothing.
course. Of course. But yeah, no, this was I'd lie if I said that nerves weren't a factor. It was kind of like one of those things where it's like, you're racing against two not only really good runners, but just awesome individuals. Gammachuu and Homemade Beer, both that I have privilege of calling friends. But it's one of those things where all of a sudden, once the race starts, it's like, okay, well, now you got to be on your game, and especially when I just was not. I wasn't playing good, and then I started taking risks. The risk paid off. But I can't say enough good things about them. And just knowing how good and strong that they are. Yeah, I won't lie, the nerves did kind of kick in, especially toward the end. I'm thinking, great, Gamma's probably going to finish at some point, but hey, we did it. Let's go.
Speaking of, we do have the other two in here with us. Beer, Gamma, GG.
Yo, GG.
Hey, GG's, Ed
GG's.
and Beer.
Gamma, Beer, thoughts?
Oh, I don't have any thoughts. I was miserable, and I have like literally nothing to say about it. So I'll let you guys talk.
I mean, I was just tilted as soon as I picked up the Pearl, because I could have gotten that so much early on.
I admit I enjoyed watching your first dip into Dark Cross, Gamma. I first thought you were crazy. I'm like, why are you going for this?
No,
And
it wasn't bad. I had the key, and then I told myself, okay, whatever, I'm leaving. As soon as I pick up the lamp, I'm gonna immediately go over there, and that's exactly what I did. Because
That's actually what I said too. As soon as I got the lamp, I was like, that was the first check I did.
Yeah, so once I picked up that Pearl, I just I could have had that so much earlier. I felt so bad. Normally, I don't have problems at all with hookshot. Hookshot's free, but that rat escaped me. Other than that, though, it just felt not too terrible. Felt like I was way too thorough, though.
Yeah, that's why Ed was less thorough. And also single dipped Meyer and Eastern at the end. Or Meyer more so earlier on. So I tempered a bit earlier as well. But mostly, yeah, Ed just cleared less. It was a little more, stuck more to like didn't do as many of the slower one. Also a little bit out of the way that you did. And that was the main time difference.
Yeah, once I saw where the hammer was and I saw the two exits, I was also trying to zero in if this was mids locked or boots locked. So I was just staying in logic, finishing up dungeons as I'm doing that.
Once I saw where the hammer was, Ed finished. So
yeah.
Oh God.
Oh my
and
God.
then Gamma finished.
You didn't get hammer early?
I marked off Paradox, and then I just stayed in logic for the most part, except for getting Kane.
Oh God.
And then I broke Ice Palace with that. I'm like, oh, okay, that's how you're supposed to do this.
Yeah.
And then I was just fucking bored. I couldn't stand it at some point.
You're just.
I literally at when I got the boots, I'm like, should I just forfeit now? Like, actually, like, not even kidding. Like, I almost did, but I was like, you know what? I told the admins I wouldn't do that specifically.
I absolutely got you though. At that point, it's pretty late in the
I knew
season.
I was dead. Like, I was like, no point.
Yeah,
And like, I was just, like I said, I was like super unhappy by that. Like, by about, I don't know, about 4. I got the Pearl and I felt okay. I felt behind, but okay. And then like, I got nothing for like an hour. I'm like, all right, nope, I feel terrible.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Like, I don't even want to watch this back. Like, I'm glad you guys, got to win and move on and do stuff.
I don't want to watch this back so I can see myself take deaths and do stupid things and
I got the mirror super late, fucking everything. I don't think I had a single item that was like that I felt good about. Like last located sword, mirror, boots, hammer.
Nothing happened. This never happened.
I closed everything. I don't know what I didn't have. I still didn't have either rod. I never found Thieves Town. I was missing like everything. I was like fucking 10 items from Go mode. Like it was never gonna happen.
I gotta jump in here really quick. I want to compare these CRs. 152 for Ed, 175 for Gamma.
I had about 150. I was at about 150 when I forfeit.
I did not feel I lost. I completely forgot it. I don't know. You guys probably saw at the end there. I then trying to hook clip from village into village.
I did that with the mitts.
And I completely forgot how to do that. I'm wasting
that's one of the few things. That's one of the few things I know how to do.
And then as soon as I started making my way to Vanilla Portal, I realized, oh, I had to push myself in 1 pixel after I pulled back.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Yeah, I'm just an idiot. I'm like, I don't know. I don't care. No, that didn't happen. Just move on.
I
So I
honestly
didn't.
don't know how. Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, I didn't see any finishes by that time, so I just closed down the race stream. I'm like, okay, I don't want to focus on it. Just do my gameplay from there on, and hopefully hope for the best. But yeah, I'm not surprised the horse demolished me, as expected. I'm just
Yeah, okay.
kind of praying I could at least pull off the second place here. So
I'm
I'm happy overall.
I'm just actually wondering, like, Ed, how did you get 23 less checks than Gamma? It felt like you were closer than that in checks. I'm actually like trying to count this up in my head. Did you like reset the console or something? I didn't realize.
Not me. Let's see. Well, he
Did anyone
probably
find
got.
flute?
No,
of course
no
not.
flute.
Flute, okay.
Well, he
You
did. All right. Did Gamma do the climb too, or no?
Nope.
Okay.
He
so
did
just
right side GT.
I
But
did the
that's
climb
it.
and I forgot to drop down, and of course I had a fucking sword. So I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
Well, there was a sword in there too.
Yeah, because I was like waiting. I'm like, okay, well I can't do the Aga entrance until I get a sword, so I was gonna go back. And then I'm like, oh no, there was just a sword there.
Yeah.
I didn't touch the front of Skull. So that's another 5.
Okay, that's enough. Then all the one-off Gamma did.
Yeah,
I'll
then
see what
it's-
I
yeah.
up. Okay, that makes sense now. Sorry, I had to
Like-
figure that out.
Like for me, it was, and I'll be honest, the main reason why I wanted to dodge that is I did not want to force myself into a scenario where I'm going to be soft locked, because my Dark World access was taking Spiral Cave about 20 times, and I just was like, I'm not doing this again. So it's like either I get natural Dark World access one way or another, or flute. Or boots, and then Spiral Cave isn't as painful. To be honest, I didn't want to get myself into a predicament where I turn around and said, well, I go into Skullwoods and I'm soft locked, so I'm gonna have to save and quit, and one way or another get into like this whole Dark Roll thing. I'm like, I'm just not gonna touch it ever until I get a Fire Rod to make me go into there. But once I got the Fire Rod, do Ice Palace, get the boots, it's like, okay, well, there's a big key on GT Torch. It's do that. Oh, okay, it's the Eastern Big Key, and like if you notice, for like the while, it was, oh, here's a crystal dungeon that I can beat, perfect. Oh, here's a crystal dungeon I can beat, oh, perfect. And then I kind of ran out of entrances, and it's like, well, all right, well, let's see where Turtle Rock East to West gets me to, and oh, okay, here's Swamp Palace, and I mean, kind of once I finished Swamp, everything kind of just, finally, like, there's relief on my end. It's like, hey, perfect, seed is done. Let's go.
Yeah, I ended up using all my luck sack in yesterday's race in the weekly, so I
Hey,
knew
hey, listen,
it was gonna be.
listen, big congrats. Get your GGs in chat to Gamma for shaming AFG last night. Significant shame. Proud of you, dude.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
Thanks. I'm glad I got this race with Ed and Beer. I have not raced them like this, solo, kind of 1v1 at all. So I was looking forward to it. I'm kind of glad I got this out of the way. GG's to you, Ed. I hope I get another chance to race you in this tourney, so please don't go away. And, hopefully take my revenge and completely dumpster you.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. I know along with that notepad that you keep track of my dodges, you also have, oh, okay, horse beat me, I got to destroy him. So I'm well aware. But no, GG's to you, and GG's to Beer. I'm gonna leave it up to you, Gamma, if you wanna share to the chat our little post or pre-race thing that we had going on with our titles. How you're the Entrance Extravaganza Invitational Champion. I'm a former Cross Keys seasonal champion, and we have homemade beer.
Listen, our team won the main season of League last year. That's something.
There you go. See.
Yeah.
I still got a lot to catch up to you, gamers. One day.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks for the race. GG's. Thanks for the comms.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks for comms. Thanks for tracking. Thanks for putting up the race stream. Thanks everything.
Yeah, that was cool. That was really cool that this got to happen. It's like you said, it was a race that like not really expecting when we saw it. Like, oh, this will actually be fun. Like, it'll be really cool to race these guys. Like, people that you're friends with. It's always the best you could really hope for in rando in a way.
I mean, isn't Gamma like an admin into this? Maybe he was just like, who do I really want to beat up on? Oh, Ed and Beer, perfect. Hey, look, there's the matchup.
Yeah. I worked my inside magic to make this happen, and absolutely had to be cross keys because other modes just had to be hard dodged.
Yeah, but wasn't there a time where you just turned around and said, "Oh, it's an entrance mode. Oh, I can't do this." Oh. And then he did the whole entrance extravaganza and won that. And then you still turned around and said, "Oh, I'm not going to play cross keys for 3 years." And here you are, still dominating.
I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to play this game. This game's hard after all.
No, absolutely. But one other thing that I just want to add on, as far as giving thanks to commentators, trackers, all the volunteers for ZSR. I can't say enough about the admins for the Survivors of Hyrule that do all of this, especially for this week where we have they're not one-on-one matches. We have all group matches one way or another, plus a 7-person race. Like, this is not easy work. I mean, admitting attorney in general is not easy, but what everybody has done here, Megawatt, Zaf, Moogle, Mr. Chu, I guess, and probably a slew of others. I cannot thank them enough for their time and dedication for putting this on. And I'm privileged to be a part of it. And hey, I move on to maybe one more week, depending on what the result is of the other race. I mean, 3 gamers and Gamma still goes on.
Oh my gosh, I just been informed. You didn't pick up the fillet?
No, because I took the connector. I said maybe I'll get that back at some point, and no, I never got it.
Oh my gosh, I am very
and that was
I don't know you
spite.
anymore. I don't know you anymore. I'm sorry. I can't talk to you no more. I'm sorry.
It's out of spite too. Listen. I'm telling you, if I got that fillet, it would A, slowed me down, and then B, think of it this way: it would have made you feel worse. It'd be like, wow, I only outcollected Ed by 22 instead of 23. So
Right,
I mean, I was looking out for you on this. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, yeah, thanks you guys for the race, and congrats to Ed and Gamma, who'll be moving on to next week. Both teams are still surviving. You guys, anything else you want to say?
No, thanks again for putting out the restream. Thanks for all the trackers. Again, you, Mindium, and Specs. Who were trackers? Iceman, Arya, and somebody who baseball.
Tomal Talk.
Oh, okay, there you go. Thank you. I'm sorry. Thanks all. I appreciate it. And yeah, have yourself all a good night.
Yes, I'd like to say the same thing, and also shame on you, AFG.
Actually, no, I'll second that instead.
Thank you. Do I get a third from Gamma?
No, Gamma's muted already.
Done.
He can't say it.
He's gone.
See, 2 out of 3 rando runners approve of shaming AFG. Then, statistical fact.
It's almost 69%. Count it.
Exactly.
Yeah, Specs, I had fun. This was an interesting race, an interesting seed, and I'm really glad that ZSR managed to find a home for us tonight.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's been said already, but thanks for coming with me. Thank you all, Ed, Beer, and Gamma for the race. Thanks, Area, Iceman. Reminder, who was last tracker?
Tomal Talk.
Tomal Talk. Thank you very much. And yeah, thanks everyone for being here. Appreciate it.
With that, we will give it back to baseball for a couple of ZSR programming notes, and then we'll be on our merry way. Baseball, have it out.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for watching this race today. Comms, runners, trackers, you all are awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, the next Survivors of Hyrule race that we're going to have on ZSR is on Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern. That'll be Sean Rhapsody versus Power to Mario. So join us for that. And then this weekend we have like a million races. We're gonna be putting on the like 7-way race that's happening. I don't exactly know how that's gonna work, but yes, join us this weekend. More Link to the Past rando. Yeah, that's gonna do it for this race. I'm gonna send us over to Homewrecker, who is playing some Link to the Past rando, and I believe has randomized boss prizes on, so that's cool. Thanks, y'all. See you next time. Bye.